Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Time for a full-length album review, Wholly Other Held. Wholly Other Held. This guy is a UK music producer. This is his full-length debut album on Triangle Records. You know, the record label that houses new music from Clams Casino, Balam Akub, Evian Christ, many more. Oh. This label pretty much covers the deeper, darker, more atmospheric side of beat music. Very spacey, bassy, and fog machine worthy electronic music all over this label. If that even sounds remotely interesting to you and you have no clue what Triangle Records is, I implore you, go check them out. And when it comes to all of those adjectives that I just used, Wholly Other definitely follows suit. And the With You EP that he dropped last year kind of set the tone for his musical style. Very ethereal and glossy synthesizers, samples, and drones, kind of building a really vast. And in that soundscape, he cuts a lot of very emotive and well-executed vocal samples. In a way, it kind of reminds me of like Burial, but slow jams, like a romantic version of Burial. Wholly Other definitely has influences from the worlds of hip-hop and downtempo, a lot like the other people on the Triangle Records label. But there's almost this like subtly implied R&B influence on his music, and it's not like, you know, necessarily poppy, catchy, upbeat commercial radio R&B. It is like slow jam R&B, but played at like half speed. These extremely molasses slow, wet, silky, you know, musical experiences. All of these characteristics added up to a very good EP, and now Wholly Other is kind of taking them to a full-length LP. And there are some standout tracks like Tense Past and Past Tension, or the title track on here too, all of which feature some nice beats and grooves, slow, like I said, some nice vocal samples as well. Tense Past and Past Tension that I just mentioned, they are kind of sister tracks that share a lot in common though. There are actually a lot of songs on this LP that share many things in common. There are actually songs on this LP that share a lot in common with songs from Wholly Other's EP that he dropped last year, specifically the track Nowhere with the opener of this album, Where, but with the W in parentheses. I think from the titles that the similarities between these two tracks is kind of being implied. Like I said, I do like the fact that Wholly Other executes his style pretty well. I mean, he has a style, does it well, and he incorporates some interesting influences on this LP, like Future Garage. You will kind of get some Future Garage rhythms kind of popping up here and there. And I would say even though the atmosphere is spacey and slow, it is not very druggy. You know, it's just kind of cavernous, maybe sexy, maybe also kind of cold too. I do get that feeling from tracks on here as well, kind of cold, maybe a little bleak. My main issue with this LP though is that some tracks really do not hit as well as others and kind of go by without really kind of a unique or interesting characteristic about them, whether it be a good vocal sample or just a beat or a synth texture that is specific to that track. There is a lot of redundancy on this album, and that's why I don't think this album really has enough variety, even across its pretty short 35 minutes, to really kind of be an album. You know, the mood and the atmosphere and the production is there, but as a whole listening experience from beginning to end, it gets really kind of mundane. I guess there were a lot of tracks on here that just felt shallower than others, and I just couldn't really dive into them because there wasn't a lot to listen to. But, you know, there are still some good tracks to take away from this thing, and overall I do like Wholly Other's style, and I found this thing to be, you know, decent, at least likable. Feeling a light, decent 6 on this thing. What did you guys think of it? If you've given it a listen, love it, hate it, why, and what should I review next? Remember, the good comment, the great rate, but only the strong subscribe. Anthony Fantano, Holy Other, held forever.